Alright, I'm going to show you how to defeat the Spider Queen boss. Now, there's two ways to do this. You can do it by getting level 6 gear, upgrading your pendant, upgrading your iron weapons. I even see people go as far as upgrading to blue weapons, right? That's just too much time and RNG. Why do that if you can do it frailed, under leveled, and save yourself a bunch of time, okay? This is definitely the better option. However, this is quite difficult. That's why I'm going to walk you through the entire process from even getting here in the first place and to actually doing the boss, okay? Now, the reason why I feel like this is important is because the vast majority of people are going to be stuck on this boss. They're going to spend hours on this boss trying to progress through it. They're going to die to this boss. It's going to be a very hard boss. This is why I call it like a skill point checkpoint boss, okay? If you're able to do this under leveled, save yourself a bunch of time, it's going to skyrocket your progression immensely, especially if you're starting on a fresh wipe. This is something you want to master. Okay, so this is going to be step 1 of the Spider Queen boss. This is going to be your first boss going into the Cursed Forest. You do not need a cape. You do not need Old Wanderer. Do not let that fog your mind. I'll probably make videos on it in the future, but just in general, you can do a lot of things in this game without a cape. It will save you a bunch of time. Now, before you even enter into the Cursed Forest, you want to make sure you have your Iron Spear, Crossbow, and Reaper. You also want to make sure you have these spells here at the bottom. Ward of Damned, you get that from killing the Iron Mine boss. Raging Tempest, you get that from killing Octavian. Now pull up your map. You want to mark pretty much outside of the Spider Cave, which is going to be right here. This is where she spawns, and this is a tunnel leading out. Now, if you came here by horse, make sure to leave that outside the Cursed Forest so it doesn't die. Protect your horse. All you really need here is just wolf form. Now on your way up to the Spider Cave, you might run into bears, packs of wolves, spiders, even prowlers. Now if you're doing this under leveled, those can just outright kill you. Now with these spells here, it's going to make it easier. However, this is going to take practice. You might get hit a few times, but it's just important that you do your best to deal with these mobs, and in between killing them, you blend men to full HP and keep progressing. Alright, so for instance here we ran into a prowler. Just going to counter that. Reaper E, Spear Q. Poke while we can. We still have another counter available. There we go. Same thing. Counter. Apply the Condemned. Veil all of that. You have another counter to work with. And we can Spear Q into the feed. There you have it. That's how you really want to deal with prowlers. If you can deal with that, you should be able to deal with spiders and bears and wolves, no problem. So once you're here, your whole goal is to get to this part of the map right here. This is the actual cave entrance. So you're just going to use your best judgment here and just kind of walk forward, traverse this into here. You should be able to find it, no problem. Now when you get here, you're going to be running into certain types of spiders. You're going to be running into glowing spiders, weaver spiders, and even red spiders, okay? So these are going to be pretty simple to deal with. You have counters to work with, and the glowing spiders, you kind of just walk away from them when they explode on you. These are really simple. You want a Spear Q because spears can give you a lot more bonus damage towards these spiders. Reaper E, Spear Q into the feed. If you get hit, it's not a big deal. Just mend and just keep progressing. If you want, you can kill these white cocoons. These will provide silkworm. It's up to you. Personally, I just ignore these for now. I just try to get to the cave as fast as possible. If they're stacked like this, it's perfect for you. Always try to apply the Condemned and Ward of Damned. If you get hit, it's okay. Nobody's perfect. As long as you don't die to this. Just keep progressing. Skeletons are going to take a lot of the load off you. Feed if you can. You can full feed if you want. If you want the creature bonus, go for it. Just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to do everything frailed. Okay, so you're pretty much just going to keep progressing until you get to here. Now, once you're here, there's going to be like 5 stages of different types of spiders you're going to want to kill here. So for these little silkworm spiders here, you just want to Reaper E, kind of aggro them first. Counter. Reaper E into a Spear Q. And you have another counter to work with. These are very simple to deal with. And just remember, as you progress through this entire cave, everything's going to get better with practice. So just give it your best. And you're just going to be running into the same thing here. Pretty much what you did when you first entered the cave. Just do your best. And yeah, just make sure you use your counters effectively. Reaper E and Spear Q, remember. Auto when you can. Always feed when you can as well. Feed cancel. Simple as that. If you do end up getting hit, just make sure to blood mend to full before you progress onwards. And if you're running low on blood, just full feed the last spider. So for instance, if I was running out of blood here and I was dying, I would just full feed and begin my mending. So once you're done blend mending, just always make sure to pick up silkworms. You can kill the white cocoons. These will usually drop silkworm, grave dust, which is going to be super useful in progressing in open world. Once you run into these white spiders, you gotta be careful. Make sure to not aggro everything here. Aggro what you can. So I'm just gonna hug this left wall, and I'm gonna aggro the spider, and hopefully I can just kill it on its own. If that aggroes, that's fine. Just make sure you don't aggro anything else. Try to aggro as least amount of spiders as possible. You're gonna have to use your counters more than you might need to here against these. If the white spiders stack up a lot, try to take them out. Just try to apply what I taught you when you first enter this cave. Okay? Reaper E2 Sprick you. Same combo. And these white spiders are going to be really easy to land a Reaper E on. Don't be afraid to kill the summons to make things easier. And just always Reaper E the white spider when you can. And once you feed it, the summons die. Alright, so do the same thing here and keep progressing onward until you get to the bottom. Alright, so you made it to the boss. You have a ton of silkworm on you. Keep an eye out for golden chests. It could be here, it could be back there. It could also be somewhere around there, I believe. Anyways, you want to have the same skills equipped when you're going against this boss. There's going to be a few movesets that I'm going to show you so that you can understand what to do against it when it does happen, and we're just going to tie it all together. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so the general moveset of this spider is that she's going to spawn puddles just like that. Okay, now it might be obvious, but I just need you to understand why you don't want to step on these. It's not because of the damage, that's like the least impacting factor. When you step on this, it slows you. So if you have spiders on your ass and you step on this, they're going to hit you for 1 trillion damage and you're literally going to instantly die. Alright, so do your best to WASD away from these puddles. They might zone you at times. Just be precise when you're walking through them, okay? Don't be lazy. If you're lazy and just walking through them, you will hit it and it will bite you in the ass. So don't be lazy and just do your best trying to maneuver through them. Alright, another thing to look out for are these green ball attacks that she does, okay? She's going to spawn multiple. She could spawn multiple, or she can just summon one volley, okay? As you practice this boss and you do her over and over, you'll kind of get a feel for when she's going to do a multiple volley or a single volley, okay? For the single volleys, you just get out the way. For the multiple volleys, you want to cast Ward of the Damned and walk forward. The reason you want to walk forward is so that you can hit every single volley with your shield. If you walk backwards, you will not. When you can, you always want to do Ward of the Damned. Walk forward. Okay, you can also just WASD out of the way, but the reason you want to ward that is because it's safer and you can also spawn skeletons, okay? Skeletons are going to help you a lot. There you go. Okay, so she's going to have 2 more movesets, okay? Her 2 other movesets are going to be her melee attack and when she spits her tongue out at you, okay? So, if she spits her tongue out at you, most of the times it'll miss. You're just going to be running around in circles this entire arena. You want to make her chase you. However, if that tongue does hit you, let's see if she pulls me, you just veil past her or counter her melee attack, okay? It's really easy to dodge. If she pulls you, it's okay. Just make sure to do that. If you get close to her, let me counter this. One sec. If you get close to her, she will melee attack. So that's why you kind of want to keep your distance. Her melee attack is you're going to send a force of cooldown on you, which is not great when you have all these spiders around, so you kind of want to avoid that. Just don't get closer. If you get closer, she will melee, okay? That's really easy to counter. Just fail or use one of your hands, okay? Simple as that. Okay, so that's pretty much her main movesets. As you get her lower and lower, she might change a few things up. For instance, she might conjure a giant AoE. Just avoid that. And she might also spawn a lot more spiders. But that's okay. I'm just going to tie everything together and just watch and try to take notes on what's going on. I might commentate here and there. But I might keep it to a minimum. So, you just want to engage with Raging Tempest. Crossbow Q, Reaper E. Single volley, I can easily dodge that. I just have to bail out of that. Water Damned. Crossbow Q. Reaper E. And crossbow auto when I can. And that's already 25% HP. Always keep an eye on my cooldowns. Big volley coming in. Walk forward. Pulls me. Just veil out the way. Have my skeletons auto attacking that. Crossbow Q, Reaper E. Counter that. I have to WASD because I just used a counter on that spider. I probably should use my blood right instead, but it's okay. Not a big deal. Gonna veil out of here. She did the melee attack. Crossbow Q, Reaper E. That's gonna be your main source of damage here. Okay, and when you can deal with the spiders. Spawn skeletons. Always good to spawn skeletons. Reaper E, Spear Q, just like the combo I taught you guys earlier when progressing through the tunnel. Mistimed that, but that's okay. When you have an opportunity, you can Blend Mend. Bail out of that. Blend Mend again. Perfect. Single volley. Big volley incoming. Bail out of that. She pulled me. So keep in mind, if you do manage to take a shit ton of damage, just get her to half HP. She'll drop blood orbs. That's there for a reason, okay? So don't get discouraged if you do end up taking a lot of damage. Gonna blood dash to heal what I just lost. Reaper E, Spear Q. Kind of don't want to let the spiders stack up, so I'm kind of just prioritizing that right now. She might do a big volley. Spawn skeletons. I got slowed. Oh good. She dropped blood orbs now. I have a counter to work with here. Dodge that. Looks like a big volley. Gonna grab some health orbs. Feed on that. Crossbow Q. That's the big AoE I was talking about. Just walk out the way or commit a veil or something. Shouldn't really ever get hit by that, but if you do, it's okay. Just takes practice. And just rinse and repeat. Big volley, Water Damned. Veil, because that spider was about to hit me. Every little spider attack is worth using cooldowns for because you are under leveled, it's going to hurt you. Now that my Raging Tempest is off cooldown, I want to commit that as much as possible. You should be able to use 2 Raging Tempests per boss fight, okay? Now, this is where she summons a shit ton of spiders. This is where you need to be careful. This is where you can die. This is where most people will die, okay? Just keep that in mind. You might need to commit a veil to space yourself to throw the Reaper E. Gonna water down this just in case it is a big volley. It is. Gonna commit a blood right. Oh, a my blood right. That is unfortunate. It's okay though. We are running low on blood here. That is a bit unfortunate that I didn't consider that. It is okay though. I just want to keep this like as real as possible so that you guys can relate. If it's possible, I do want to feed on this last spider. However, that might not be possible. But if I'm not able to, that is okay. Looks like I'm not able to. Mistimed that just a little bit. It's okay though. We can still kill her before I die of blood. Big volley. Reaper E. Crossbow Q. Now we dealt with the mass summon of spiders. Big volley. Alright, now let's deal with this small spider. We have a counter to use here. Be able to get HP. Since the spider is pretty much dead already, I'm not gonna worry about big volley. Okay, I messed up my counter there a little bit, but I definitely had the counter to use. Got a Vel out here last second because I wasn't able to protect myself from all those volleys. What I was trying to say is, since she's almost dead, I'm not going to try to full heal on the spider now. Looks like we're going to be dying to blood here and soon. So, there you have it. I need to kill something quick. Doesn't look like there's any, so I'm going to just spawn myself a heart real quick so I can eat that. But yeah, just make sure before you start the boss, make sure you full feed on something, make sure you're not going to die of blood.
New knowledge.
And you should be good. I didn't even need to spawn a heart. I could have just picked up a heart I got from killing the Spider Queen. And that would have saved me. Anyways, there you have it. I was commentating during it, so everything was not perfect, but I just want to make it as realistic as possible for you guys. You are going to get hit. It does happen. Just keep calm and keep practicing. If you guys can just spawn on a private server and just rinse and repeat this boss over and over and over until you get it down, that will help you guys out a lot. So then, I'll see you guys next time.